Alright guys, what is up? It is Woody here, and I have some command block stuff to show you. First off, let me apologize for not getting this video out on Wednesday when I was supposed to, along with the PvP. I've been really busy with some commissioned art and work. But anyways, let me get into it and we'll get it done. Today we're going to test for the, or not test for, we're going to mess around with the Blockdata command that came out. I think it was like 14W02B or something like that. So it was a while ago, but I've been looking around and I haven't seen a lot of videos with this. Now the main thing I see for videos is the lock chest command. Dragnaz, which is another fellow YouTuber, I don't know him personally, I watch his videos, did some other stuff with it like clear chest and stuff, and I'm going to show you kind of not in depth, but what you can do with that. So we got a clear chest command which will clear a chest. The lock chest command I'll show you first because it's the most common one that people are posting, and put an item in a chest, okay? And I've set up a little class thing, like if you were on a server or something, where you got rogue, knight, ranger, and mage, and I'm going to show you guys how you can class specify a chest, okay? So that if you were mage, a mage item would come up. If you were a knight item would come up, and stuff like that, okay? So that's the main thing I'm working with now. This is not an in-depth tutorial. I'm just showing you right now. I haven't actually done all I wanted to do with it. Like for now, this is set up for just me on the server, and I'll explain how in a second. So let's do the lock chest command first, and then we'll get into the classes and not actually go through how I set them up, but what I'm talking about, okay? So you can see we got a chest here. It's empty, and note that it is on a specific chord. That's how it's going to work with all this stuff. But this is on, it's just an empty chest, and it's not really going to matter the chord for this, but you can lock these chests, okay? And you see here I have a button that says Woody's key. Now let's just get into how to lock the chest first before I get ahead of myself. So you want to get a command block, okay? And you used to be give yourself, like say give KRS Woodward 137, but they've changed that with the snapshots and stuff. You can't do that no more. What you have to do is do /give and then yourself, which would be KRS Woodward, command block. Alright, because they're switching to all the names of the stuff instead of data values. Oops. ELOCK, and I didn't space it. Sorry, guys. Alright, and it'll give you a command block. Now, if you do / for the non-believers, give KRS Woodward 137, it won't do it. And I'll even do it with an item number because you guys might be like, well, you didn't put how many, so let's just say 1. See, it's not going to do it because they're changing over from the ID like that to the actual name, so it's easier for adventure map makers and stuff. And this is kind of what this goes out to, is adventure map makers, maybe a vanilla server maker. You don't want to use a bucket or something. So let's get into this lock chest. This is how you're going to do it. You're going to get a command block, you're going to go into it, and the command is Blockdata. Alright, this is the main command for all this chest stuff, and anything that has a Blockdata, you can update it, change it, stuff like that, which would pretty much be anything that holds an item or anything that has a color like wool or something. You could change the color with it. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but I'm sure I could think of stuff in the future. But pretty much anything that holds a data value. This chest, the data value we're going to use right now is we're going to change it to a lock chest, okay? So you want to do a relative to the command blocks, which would be like this, whoops, with the spaces in between them. And then you're going to start your data, whatever you want it to do, which would be like maybe fill the chest, lock it in this case, or change colors if it's wool. But you can do relative to command block, but you can also do a specific chord, okay, which would just be like, let's say 23 4 23, and then your data, okay, just like that. But in this case, we got the command block right next to it. We're going to use relative to the command block, and relative to this command block would be all the way over -1, okay? Then we're going to go into the data. Data has to be an argument, which would be brackets, curly brackets. And then capital L, OCK, I believe that's semicolon or colon. I get those two mixed up. And then this is kind of specific. If it's 2-letter word, it has to be in quotations. Let's just, for example, well, we'll use that in a second. But if it's a 1-letter word, like key, you just end the curly brackets to see the argument. Now, in this case, I have Woody's key, which is 2 letters. So we want to show it's 2 letters, but still one object by putting it in quotations, okay? So Woody's key. in quotations. It tells us that's the end of the item. All right, and then close the argument. All right, just like that. So done. Now before I do it, note the chest is open, nothing is in my hand. Okay, just like that. And then we're gonna grab a regular button. Well, I guess we can just use this button. It don't really matter. And you're gonna press it, and it feels command block output on. You'd see it say, "Hey, I did this to the chest, locked it, whatever." But now if we go to no hands, it'll say chest is locked. Okay, unless we use Woody's key. And I've just renamed this button simple. See, and there we go, it unlocks. All right, and something they don't tell you in most of these videos that I have tested with and figured out is that you can get rid of this command block. It doesn't need to be here anymore. And you'll see chest is still locked. I can still use Woody's key because it isn't actually the command block that holds the data. The command block just puts the data in the block. So now that it's in the block, it stays in the block until that chest is replaced or a new data is put in the block to change that. Okay. So we open it with the key. You can close it with the key or not open it with the key. Okay, just like that. Now this is useful if you're on like a little server with friends and you want to add anti-griefing in case you're going to let someone new on the server or something, or you're just inviting random people that you don't know because you want to play with new people. You can put this out for every chest, and then you can take away the command blocks, all right? And give them a key of their own, say Dave's key or something because it's Dave's chest, all right? And they can safe keep it or whatever. But the getting rid of the command block is the most important thing because you don't want your world cluttered up with command blocks, right? So now they can dig around it, do whatever they want, as long as they don't destroy the chest pretty much. All right, so that's that. We are going to destroy it though, and we're going to grab a new chest because I don't want the lock data on this one. And we're going to get into the main part of this video that I set up to show adventure map makers, or maybe, like I said, vanilla server makers, or what's the word I'm looking for? Vanilla mini map makers, mini game makers, how they can use these class setups. Now I want you guys to really know this is set up for one person, okay? And by that I mean each time you press a button, it'll set a class scoreboard. And the scoreboard is how it's going to read that you are what you are when we get over to the other command blocks, okay? But since it's only one person, I've set up for it to erase all the other scoreboards. So if I pick rogue, and then go pick knight, it'll erase rogue, ranger, and mage because it doesn't know which one I was, and then it'll give me knight. Okay, so that's specific. You're not going to be able to do this on a regular multiplayer thing because you're going to want to specify exactly what player you want to remove those classes from and just give them the certain class. You don't want it to remove everybody's class. All right, so that is important. So I got just scoreboard objectives, remove knight, done, and then remove mage, done, and remove ranger, done. And these are all the classes I've set up. I haven't actually set them up now. It sets up the specific class when it hits the button, okay? So if I hit this button, it'll set a scoreboard that's a dummy scoreboard called rogue. All right. These two are just for my purposes and maybe your visual purposes. I was using them to make sure everything was going right while I was testing. This is say you're now a rogue. That way I made sure the commands all got through. And sets display sidebar, okay? That way I could see that the point was there because we're going to need the point over there for a test for. And then back here, this is important. It's going to give you 1 point, okay? Done. You cannot test for 0 unless you have already gained a point because I don't know why. It just sets the class. It doesn't actually give you points. So you could give yourself 1 and then take 1 away and you'd be at 0, right? Good. But that would take more command blocks, so I just set it at 1. All right, so what we're looking at here now, I'll go over that in a minute and how it actually works. I'm going to show you what happens when this happens. So this chest is empty, right? Now if I choose rogue, it'll say I'm now rogue, and it'll set the scoreboard as rogue, deleting all the other classes to make sure I'm not any of those two. That way no more test force go off over there. Now I'm just wandering around the world. Oh, look, a chest. Oh, check this out. I got a rogue item, rogue blade, okay? Now if I walk away and come back, or if another player comes to it, you know, well, they'll have their class item, but right now, if I took the item, it won't come back, okay? So that's important too. And that's just done by locking that hopper, or not hopper, but that command block comparator over there, and it allows it not to be able to test for it again. Okay, So that's pretty simple. Now if I choose this, it'll delete all the other classes and make sure I just have knight with a score of 1. And I walk, oh look, I'm a knight now. I'm walking over to this chest. Oh cool, ancient armor, protection, yay, okay. If I walk away, or someone else comes up, ooh look, they got their class, I don't have my class anymore, I already took my stuff. And same with all of them, okay. It'll just specify an item for the class. This one is Ranger, I get Diana's bow, power 5. Go to Mage, whoops, we go to Mage, and now I'm a Mage, and I get Zeus's Fruit, protection enchantment. That we'll talk about that later, that hasn't to do with this. Fruit of the Gods, okay. That protection stuff is on there because I copy pasted over there and I just didn't want to delete it, make sure all the brackets were right and stuff. Alright, so let's see how that works real quick. Right here, what I got is a hopper clock on a test 4 player at a certain radius, and the certain radius is that chest. It has a minimum of 5, so if I'm within 5 blocks of that radius, it'll test for me, and then it goes from to making sure the block is clear. This is the next one we're going to talk about for block data. Block data at this certain point, which is that chest, items, brackets. Now the brackets left untouched will mean put no items in this chest, which will essentially mean it's a clear chest, right? So pretty much instead of replacing the chest with a new chest, we're just saying, hey, I don't want any items in that chest. Alright, so that's all that's doing. It's clearing the chest, making sure whatever I took out or didn't take out is gone now for whoever else or for me, and stuff like that. Alright, now from there, if I'm in radius to that chest, it'll go through here to this hopper clock, turn it on, and because these have to be blinking to do a test for it, it can't be a constant signal. Alright, and plus it'll go straight through to everyone. Alright, so we got a test 4 on every block, and what we're testing for is your score on the scoreboard of whatever class you pick, which in this case rogue, is a minimum of 1. Okay, and you have to have, well in this case, just a 1, at least above 0, for that to click on and put the item in the chest. Okay, that's why I automatically give you 1. It wasn't working on 0, I don't know why. I did put 0, like I said. I think you have to go from 1 back to 0 to actually have it as 0. Alright, and then if you have 1 point, which, or in this case, if you're that class, because you automatically get 1 point when you click it and accept the class, it'll go to put items in chest, which is the same as the clear, but we're putting an item behind it. So block data at that chest, items, I'm trying not to make my keyboard really loud, ID, Minecraft stone sword for the rogue, count 1, and then the tag is what it's called, display name, rogue's blade, because I want like a rogue to be like a handheld knife or something, not like a big sword like a knight. Alright, so it's just kind of an illusion. Rogue's blade, lore, quick and hidden, enchantment, which is what, sharpness level 2, ID 16, which is sharpness level 2. Alright, so that's pretty much it. And then these, they will not go off, that way you can't go back to the chest, but if you want to come over here and reset them, just go like that. Alright, so that's pretty much it, guys, for this. It's pretty cool. I'll put the lock chest data command in the description. Not that one, the clear chest, so you can clear the chest. And one of these, it's not really going to help if you want a different item, but you can see how I kind of put it in there, what you need for maybe certain items or something. Alright, so I'll put those 3 in the description below. If you don't know the test 4 command or anything like that, there's a lot of videos out there, guys. I'm not going to take anybody else's credit away. That's an old command. Alright, so that's pretty much it, and I think it's really cool, and I think adventure maps are going to start turning into vanilla because of this and all the updates they're doing with command blocks. So I think that's pretty awesome. Boom. And I reset it, that's why it put another one in there. But it's still clear, so that way I can't get 6. See that? Alright, so that's going to be MC Mechanics for this week. I'm not doing a tutorial on this because it's just too advanced. And it could be... I might do an in-depth tutorial later on when I actually make it a multiplayer thing. But for now, I'm just showing you guys what is possible and what is coming with Minecraft. You are going to be able to make a server very, very easy in the near future without doing plugins in Bucket. We've already got world guard type things in here to guard your worlds, like the lock chest, for example. Certain parameters and stuff like that, and it's going to come. It's going to be really cool, and I think it'll be really awesome for map makers and stuff. And I am doing a map. Some of this is going to go into my map, so just note that. And I will put the world description in the link below in case you guys do want to download it and just check it out and try it out yourself. Maybe look at the command block setup and stuff like that a little bit more. All right, so I will catch you guys in the next video. Woody out. Peace. Ooh, this guy. Hey, buddy, what's up? I don't remember his voice. Sorry, guys. You need to gather at least 5 tokens of gratitude and put them in this chest before I will talk to you further. There you go, bro. What up? What up? What up? Amazing work, and I'm sure you... The hell? And I'm sure your help will benefit the whole village, at least in the sort. Now on to serious matters. The Keeper of Time has gone missing.